All right, and we're live. Just Your Average Citizen. Thank you guys so much for coming in, tuning in. Good day. Obviously, good motherfucking afternoon because this sunlight is right in my face if you're watching on YouTube or on Podbean or any other service where you can watch the stream. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Today, we are inside the shop. We're inside Inhale Bliss, and we're hosting. We're not hosting. Jesus fuck, I just forgot the fucking word. What a long ass day. We got Jeremy. My name's Jeremy. This is just a big handsome version of me. And he's actually the owner of Valley Cannabis Company, one of the dispensaries, the largest dispensary up in Ontario, Oregon. Why don't you to introduce yourself, bro?
I'm the owner of Valley Cannabis. We are a soon-to-be vertically integrated company in Ontario, sitting on the Idaho-Oregon border on I-84, 45 minutes directly west of Boise. We are a large retail establishment. We are opening our hash lab next month, which is a few weeks from now, about 2 weeks. And then we are finishing our 11,000 square foot indoor grow within the next year. Ooh. And we just got permitted last Thursday for our food truck beer garden component that sits adjacent to us. It's a 30,000 square foot lot where we'll have parking, other things, an event space, a stage, and a covered dining structure that you can keep heated and warm and habitable in the winter. So it's kind of a semi-permanent. It's much like the Portland food truck experience, but directly next door to us.
That's sweet, man. I can't wait for that, bro. So people can go buy their weed, their dabs, eat some munchies and shit.
I mean, let's be real, man. By the time you take that 45-minute drive, 95% of our clientele, that is, by the time they take that 45-minute drive and get out there, they're going to look for two things. They're going to look for product, they're going to look for food and beverage, and then maybe gas.
Yeah.
But the point is, you don't make that kind of trek and then stock up on a product where you're not worried about what you're eating, consuming next,
Bro, I drove up there for the event that we had in your shop on Saturday, and we stopped by fast food restaurants twice, Taco Bell on the way out and Jack and the Crack on the way in. And
it's the dining scene is a little sad, I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I can't wait for the food trucks, bro.
It's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, the truth is, by the time you get somewhere and you on average, as humans are eating three meals a day.
Yeah.
And even if you're just about two, you're not going to find time to make it out there unless it's in one half of your day, before work, after work, and you're going to be doing something to consume or, I don't care if it's a beer, because we're going to be able to have a beer garden since it's a separate tax parcel. So the idea behind it is it's adjacent to us. It's a different property, and we can have cannabis on the one, food and beverage on the other. So if it's coffee, even if you're not after trying to have a beer and with your food, the idea is it's more options than you have the rest of the whole town.
Yeah, no, that's big facts. Because, if I know, because, I always shop at your dispo whenever I go there.
Thank you.
And then my boo thinks she likes to go to her other ones for, the bargain discount shit.
No one's mad at the value shopper.
Yeah, you can't. Sometimes you want to be.
Yeah, I mean, I support it. I understand what it is.
100.
We got great values, too, but the point is if she got a comfort zone and she knows something that works for her and they're working with a farm that stocks another shop and that particular product, strain or percentage or testing, I mean, even if they run a certain clone that just does better than the same strain in a different version, whatever makes her happy.
Honestly, is what I found is I think it's just a psychological thing, because certain people, they get embedded in their brain on this is the place to shop. It's kind of like let's say civilization collapses. I was thinking about this before you came into the shop today. It was I was having a conversation with the dude that turned me on to someone else's podcast. I forget his name at the time, but I'll look it up and shout him out, because his business values remind me of mine, and then your business values remind me of mine. And that's why, I personally like you and respect you a lot.
Well, I feel the same way, man. Your energy's retarded.
It's fucking hella retarded.
It's engaging as a motherfucker. I'll tell you. Contagious is the word.
The people that connected us, that, reached out to me and was reaching out to you in the past for us to, get together and, do shit was, it was crazy, man.
It was funny. It was like it was meant to be. The funny thing about it was when people were like, you got to talk to this guy. And I'm thinking, that's great. I'm glad I got to talk to him. A lot of people in this business, because they'll hear that you're some form of an ancillary business like yours, that would be a cousin of the industry in the sense of the the hardware, right?
Yeah.
And so it's a kind of a no-brainer. It's a go-to, but these state laws vary. And so some people will go, you got to meet my guy. And you naturally like, well, what does your guy do? Like, who is your guy? Oh, he's great. He does this. And you're like, okay. And then you'll meet him, and it'll be like some guy who worked on a farm 15 years ago, but has like a passion for cannabis, but can't come near it because he lives in Idaho. But he wants to tour the shop and talk to you, and you're like, I support that. I love that. But what do we do professionally from there? And so they're like, they want to set you up. They want you to spend your day. With you, that was a whole nother story. I mean, true, and it's like fucking energy on energy on energy on fucking excitement on top of professionalism. It was a heaping pile of, good shit.
Let's get them fucking psilocybins growing in that good shit.
Mentioning that's a whole nother thing for us in Oregon. They made their laws as progressive as can be. Well, listen, like, let's be real. You might have seen on the internet, right? That's what you mean? You've seen them on the internet.
Yeah.
Because that's the safe place to see those, since they're challengingly, potentially, debatably not legal. But no, Oregon's passed the psilocybin law, and it doesn't go into effect for a couple more years. There's benchmarks that show that progressing forward, but between that and how much you can produce and then actually be able to administer in a treatment facility, that's a whole nother story. But we're working on that same type of thing too. We're working on state laws, placement of these treatment centers, and determining what you can do to treat people who have PTSD and other issues that, are, again, we're kind of working on the fringe already, right? So those are things that I think there's a huge value with the psilocybin. So Oregon's going to be leading the nation on a statewide level.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with, like, I've taken enough mushrooms to where, like, I'm like tripping, and I've seen shit like that has changed I think it like destroyed my ego.
It should
completely just rebirthed how I view the world, and it made me just fucking think different and like way further out, and not being afraid to really question. My whole life growing up was like, don't question, just say yes or no and do what's asked of you. And but what I was talking about earlier is, so like with psilocybin, the amount, how good it is for people with PTSD or stress or anxiety, if you just take it in a small enough amount to where you get that good feeling and there's no negative side effects to it.
I mean, microdosing, if that's what you mean, is just getting such traction. It's funny. I met a dude many years ago, and he's incredibly just well-rounded and not one of those guys you're going to naturally attach the title of hippie to, and be like, oh, here this fucking hippie goes.
Right.
No, he was cool as a cucumber. He's a great dude, and everything about him it stood out to me. And then everyone was like, you don't know about that guy? He microdoses and takes this much every day, paced throughout the day on a schedule. He sets a timer on his phone, keeps himself dosed. And he was the most progressive, level-headed, reasonable dude. There was no outlandish, weird space shit where you're going to go, okay, yeah, got you, aliens, let's talk about this. Again, no, he was cool, and he was right, but he'd been dosing himself for a long time. I think personally, anything that's going to go ahead and open your mind a little bit, that's not even delving into the heavier shit that, like, I guess our government would consider heavier, but the idea behind, any of the studies that went on from them watching LSD and shit like that, that's a whole nother thing. But as far as stuff that you can grow and comes from the earth, I mean, let's be real. If it wasn't meant to be a thing, why does the earth produce it?
And it would probably kill us if we weren't meant to eat it.
I mean, that's kind of like, that's the logic behind some of this shit. I think some people get hung up on how it's going to affect your mindset and stuff. And we're going to fucking find that we're able to peacefully coexist with all the things that Mother Nature produces just fine. And there's a lot of shit you can do with it. I mean, even with hemp, I personally don't have a direct interest in being involved in hemp production, but as far as the things that you can make with it and how much it can clean up soil and pull things out of the ground that have been not necessarily remediated, but it's a fiber. It's tough, and there's multiple uses for it. So,
and it produces an insane amount of oxygen and removes carbon monoxide, and its growth cycle is like, what, 3 months?
Yeah, it's short, and I mean, and you can do it. You can make a lot of things happen out of it. aside from the cannabinoids like CBG and CBN that are kind of trending right now, there's just a gang of shit that you can do with it. And again, it's just one of those things that grows. So I don't see the point in stressing out about shit that grows naturally.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. And especially with the psilocybin, like when you're microdosing, even when you take just a super small amount, like me, I'm really in tune with my body. And so I know like how my body feels about things.
Right.
And I know when something's wrong. Like when I got COVID, I immediately, like my whole body felt weird. And then my whole body had like goosebumps. And the goosebumps lasted for like over 40 minutes. I remember that. And I had a weird energy and a weird feeling, like a lightness. And it was so weird. And I've not heard anyone talk about how, when the first feeling that they got when they got COVID.
Oh, where it set in and you knew you had it?
Goosebumps, bro, like immediate body chills. And the goosebumps
came over you like a wave.
Like, and then it was like a light feeling all over my body. It was fucking weird. But I'm a little pussy when I get sick, so it's probably just that. But
no, dude, when it sank in for me, I felt like, okay, I know I'm getting sick, and it's feeling heavier by the second, and I know something's different. Now, I don't know if you lost taste and smell.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have that from what I would consider my occurrence with COVID, but I mean, it knocked my dick in the dirt and fucked me up for a good stretch, and I could feel it, but, you know, I knew I was definitely, I got smacked down by it. I felt it. I fucking knew.
I was in bed and the couch under a blanket for like 3 or 4 days. I felt so gross. When I drank water, my body hurt when I drank water. Like fucking like my body aches intensified by like 10. It was fucking weird.
You ever take edibles and feel that? When you're eating edibles and all of a sudden anything like you're thinking, okay, it's gonna make my muscles relax, my back will feel better, and you have a wave of all of a sudden you can feel whatever you were hoping would go away get more intense before it went away. You ever have that happen?
No.
Shoot.
Edibles hurt me.
I love them, but I've had edibles sink in where I'm like, okay, my back should ease up, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh fuck, oh no, feels like someone's sitting on my back right now, rocking back and forth, and then about 10, 12 minutes later it goes away. So I've had it get worse before it gets better. I've seen it.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's funny until it's not funny.
Yeah. Well, I was kicking my girl's ass at chess last night, and then she gave me an edible. She fucking sabotaged the game. That's what the fuck she did.
It's mental warfare, my guy.
Fuck. I'm a fucking victim.
She made you fucking e-tarded, edible tarded.
I fucking quit, dude. I couldn't even look at the chessboard anymore.
She shut you down, man. All of a sudden,
hard.
She won.
She launched COVID. She launched COVID at me. She was fucking China. I was America. She shot COVID right at me, bro. I accepted it too.
Before I came in here to do this, it was funny. My director of operations, Brandon, was like, just make sure you don't say any like heavy shit. Don't get political. Don't say. And I was like, my guy, I've got this. And then you're like COVID, and you start talking about this. I'm like, you said China. I'm not doing that.
It's all good.
No, I'm just playing. But really though, like, there's an edible that'll fucking erase your brain quick if you hit a high enough dose too.
Oh yeah. And it was like the 50. I think it was a 50 milligram or whatever. And like it's the big one that just comes in a little box. And she just cut a little small piece off.
You thought you were safe.
Well,
what's funny to me is I love when people who they have a high tolerance, which everybody's system's different. I don't give a fuck how big you are. People are like, you're a big dude, you can eat this. I'm a big dude. I don't want to eat that. I don't care if I can. I don't want to. I have shit to do. I woke up with an edible hangover. The next morning I'm hazy and I'm looking around the room going, why did I eat that much?
Actually, that one that we got I've had edible hangovers after every edible I've fucking eaten. All
really?
Of them. And that one, I didn't get one. And
This was last night? You woke up today feeling good?
Woke up at like 4 o'clock in the fucking morning, and I was ready to fucking go.
Damn, you must have had something to put you in like a nice, peaceful coma, reset your ass, and have you sleep deep. You got REM sleep all of a sudden.
It was crazy. Absolutely fucking. And the gym wasn't open, so I couldn't wake up. So I was like, fuck this.
You took an edible, and you woke up with nothing. You felt recharged as a motherfucker. I want to go to the gym at 4 a.m.?
Yeah.
You need to tell me which brand that was off record here. So
I'll get that from
I'm just laughing because, man, it hits everybody different, but goddamn, I can't remember the last time I took one and I thought to myself, I want to jump up and go to the gym now that it's done. I'm a slow starter the next day.
Oh.
I will tell you this. one of our vendors left these samples and had clarified to me that one was a certain dose, one was another.
Okay.
And I thought I had the lightweight dose. My God, let me tell you, I thought I was safe. I was not. And it hit so hard, it was at a point where I was literally sitting there going, I was staring at the TV and I had my head in my hand like this, like that statue, the thinker.
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden I had asked myself, am I still breathing? I'm still breathing, right? Okay. I'm still breathing. And it was just, because the edible hit and you were way too fucking high. It got me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sank in and I was like, okay, please end. Please end it. No, fuck no.
The first time I ever smoked weed, it was one of the first times. And like back when I think I was 13, I was either 12 or 13 in Eugene. And I had a dip in my lip and then I smoked. And like between the huge dip I had with the nicotine and then the crossfade with the weed,
THC.
Oh my God. I fell asleep on my best friend's porch. And then his mom, who we stole the weed from, fucking woke me. Oh, I was in so much trouble.
She woke you up and you were just beyond faded.
But like that fade that you have, and that's where like a lot of people think like the old fucking people that knock on weed is so bad for you is just because you fucking take too much. You mix it with the wrong thing.
Oh God. Listen, the last time I decided it was a good idea to get crossfaded was when I was 16, 17.
That's it?
I mean, because it fucked me up. I knew better. I took these 2 huge knife hits, and those things, those will hit hard, right?
That was with like the reclaim in the pipe.
Yep. Well, just the two straight kitchen knives posted on the stove. It looks like
Kids,
some crackhead
this is
shit.
way before dabs. This was way before a banger ever came out. You get
True.
2 of your mom's favorite kitchen knives, and you turn that stove up on high, and you let them sit there. And if you're smart, you're gonna wrap it with a towel or something because that shit's gonna hurt. And then if you're broke and young like we were, which kids don't do this, don't do drugs, you want to go get a toilet paper roll without toilet paper on it, and you get the knife, and then you put whatever it is on there, whether it's a nug and you're going to vaporize it or like whatever it is, and you slap them together, and it creates vapor, and you suck that bitch in with the toilet paper roll.
There was that. Or you take a 2-liter plastic soda bottle.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Cut
smart
that
way
shit
of
in
doing
half, and then you poke holes in the bottom of the one.
Okay.
Right? So the smoke can come through the bottle, and then what you do is you cut it and flip it in half, right? Mm-hmm. And then you'd pack the ice in the bottle, so you're pulling it over ice, and you're thinking you're gonna pull these hot ass, ridiculous temperature having hits that just burn the nug up quick, fast, and make this smoke show. You think you're gonna pull the 2-liter bottle over ice and have it cooled, right? It doesn't work as smooth as you think it would. It still hits, it still burns, you're still choking and coughing, and it just hits like a pile of fucking bricks. So I'd had too many drinks, and then I did 2 of those, and let's just say that I was barely safe to walk across the street to the AM/PM, thinking that you're going to stand in line and not look obvious as shit buying a big gulp because your throat's on fire, your face is on fire. Shitty gas station hot dogs look delicious. I mean, let's be real.
Dude,
we all know how bad this can go.
Fuck yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think Nick Swartzen, the comedian, he made a comment about one of his specials. He was talking about how weed makes everything feel like you're having a 5-star experience. He's like, he was talking about drive-thru, and he was like, oh my God, who created such magical creations? This is a culinary masterpiece. It's like, it's fucking Taco Bell, and it's midnight, and you're super high.
Yeah,
so it's not 5-star, my guy.
That's when I fell in love with the fucking Crunchwrap Supreme, bro.
I can relate to that.
Absolute ultimate fucking meal.
I can relate to that.
Ever have.
I have admittedly been there.
Yeah, 1 o'clock in the morning, bro. I'm fucking stoned in the back, and then we stopped by Taco Bell. And that was like the first real stoner food that I fell in love with. And it's cool as fuck because Jack in the Box is like one of the first companies to start promoting for fucking like stoners.
And it's obvious when they're doing it too. You know it's the late night and the value meal. And trust me, Jack in the Box, it's a hit.
Yeah.
It's a hit. Everything's delicious. All of a sudden,
Killing it.
Spicy chicken sandwich. Yeah, that sounds amazing. Egg rolls. Yeah, oh yeah. Horrible sweet and sour. What you do is you take the egg rolls and you mix the sweet and sour with the soy sauce in the container. So it's not all soy. It's not just that sugary sweet and sour. You mix it up in the container.
Mm-hmm.
Egg rolls taste 5-star, my guy.
Bro, and those tacos. Oh, the fucking Jack tacos.
One time when I was super young, my boy's, his chick worked there. And he came home with a pile of food. We were like 19, right? He's playing games. And they get into this fight, and she's punching him in the leg when he's playing this video game. And he's like, don't hit me. Stop hitting me. She keeps hitting him. She's just being obnoxious. She's blown. She just got off work. She's faded, whatever. She keeps doing it. He's like, Cynthia. He's like, Cynthia, you hit me one more time, and I'm going to bust this taco over your head. And she punched him, and she was this Hispanic chick with long, wavy, dark hair. And he stood up and spiked that nasty Jack in the Box taco over her head, and the taco exploded all over the room. And she had that beef and those chips stuck in her hair. She stood up crying, ran to the bathroom, and he looks at me and he's like, I told her to stop hitting me. And I said, yeah, you did. And he's like, she should listen. And I'm like, yeah, okay, she should. And in my mind, I'm like, this is going bad in front of me. And she's in the bathroom crying, and then he looks at me and he's like, you should go. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm fucking faded too. I shouldn't be driving, traveling, nothing. You decided to make a fucking Jack in the Box taco airborne. I didn't do that shit. Why do I got to leave? So, yeah, that's a special place in my heart with those Jack in the Box tacos, because it triggered my trip home unexpectedly when I was a little too faded before. So that was fun.
Yeah, that's always the worst. Especially when you got tracers. Fuck that.
You shouldn't be going anywhere. And you couldn't get Uber and all that shit back in the day. Not at all.
Uber's a fucking blessing now.
Oh, yeah. Now you kidding me? Just barely able. I'm here. Come find me. Come on. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, it's good because it keeps people off the road. But, yeah, back then it was an adventure trying to get out of there.
So as a business owner,
mm-hmm.
what's the hardest thing?
About this business in particular?
Yeah.
I think the thing about this business in particular is you're ultimately trying to find a way to differentiate yourself between you and any other retailer who can legally sell cannabis. So you got to have there's got to be a core set of values you adhere to and a vibe you're trying to portray that you can stick to. And I think the thing for us is we're trying to elevate the experience by just having it not be so. Buying cannabis went from you knowing a guy who knew a guy, right? That's what it was always years ago.
Right.
And then it became you go into a store and the store is excited they can sell these things. And then it becomes kind of like a regular ass gas station where you're just buying shit off a shelf and you're pulling something that you think looks good in a bag. Like Washington State bags, they prepackage a lot of weed. California does some of it too.
I thought that was weird.
Like it's
Oregon,
it's
bro,
a common
you just
thing.
Get out
man.
of the fucking.
Yeah, but the difference between that is a lot of people, they would love the idea that you would move towards a prepackaged conversation because what it allows you to do is you cut down on transaction time, meaning you can get more people through your shop in a day and increases numbers. Now, I will tell you that's a trend of the future that will apply nationally, but it's a matter of how fresh that's being bagged. Because, for example, in Washington, you're going to be looking at product that was bagged 9 months ago, and it's just been sitting in a bag like for real, like it's at a gas station. You don't want that shit. You can look through and see the weed is aging. It's not decomposing. It's compromising in front of you. It's just it's wearing down.
It's gross.
Yeah. So I mean, I think the big thing is trying to keep with the vibe. And so for us, we want to be able to make it where you can see us produce, process, and retail all in house, and have a supply chain that you can count on, that is fresh, that's it's just different. You don't want to look at your weed and go, okay, so my weed came from someone 6.5 hours away. I'm seeing a production date on this thing of like a year ago, because this is stuff that we end up having to show on the sticker.
So then how does that work, though? Because, like, isn't it supposed to have a certain shelf life after harvest? And
I mean, you would like to think so. But the fact of the matter is, if someone wants to, if it finds its way down the supply chain and someone's willing to purchase it at the right price, I mean, you got to look at it and ask yourself what your vendor's selling you. Because certain people will be like, oh, it's insert blank here, this much per pound. By the time they break it down and retail it to you, they could be hitting a fucking 4x multiple, and your dumb ass is sitting there buying it because you just don't know better. And that's fine. I mean, they're making money, but you gotta. It's our job as a business owner to determine what variable is sustainable for you to plug into your business plan and know that you're still going to make what you think you need and offer the highest and best product to your clients so that they're not just happy, but they switch and become loyal and feel entrenched with you as far as your quality control and the variety and a balance of hybrids versus indicas and sativas, what kind of edibles, you name it, right? People definitely don't want to feel like they're just buying bargain basement boof either.
Yeah, because there's a lot of variables when it comes to weed now. It's not just THC, it's also terpenes and then CBD and then all the other molecules that I don't know shit about. And like my big thing is when I choose to shop somewhere, it's based on one, perceived value, and then two, it's based on customer service and their product knowledge, and how, like I ask the same question when I'm buying stuff. I ask the same questions in different ways so I can kind of judge how honest the seller is to me, because I don't like being taken advantage of.
Well, like for example, when you come in, you've been like, your guy Alex here, he knows this, and this, and he's not only a preferred dab head or however you want to word it, like he's definitely lean towards concentrates, right? Mm-hmm. And he loves that stuff. And you talked about the rosin press, he loves that. But what we got is, fortunately, we were able to open kind of mid-market. We weren't first to market, and we weren't last either. Mm-hmm. So what was nice is we had a bunch of people that we were able to cherry pick who'd kind of gotten tired of their first year spending other shops. Mm-hmm. So it was nice we were able to pick through them. But the customer service, the knowledge, that definitely differentiates, because you're going to have people who are going to pay attention to not just THC numbers, but they're going to pay attention to terpenes and what kind of levels work for them, and be able to share. I mean, everybody's going to be different. It's not going to hit the same. Every recommendation is not going to be exactly what you're going to love 100% of the time.
Right.
But my guys are definitely experienced, and I was able to cherry pick the best of them, and we've done a good job of retention. Certain people haven't been the best fit, or that hasn't worked for them, and that's fine. I wish them the best, but for the most part, we've retained a really hardy core group of our original people, and I love my team.
Yeah, your team's really cool.
They're great people.
They're fucking cool. Especially like, dude, when we're out there on Saturday, bro, like your employees are all coming up and shit and like ask me questions so that they could tell their customers about what we're doing.
No, they want to stay informed. My guys definitely have a passion for knowing what's going on, and not only try to realize like partners we'd align ourselves with the vision, but they're committed to it. I mean, they didn't choose to work in a weed shop just because they wanted to be around weed. I mean, these guys are professionals with families and bills and kids and other stuff. And again, this is an emerging thing. And I think being the most professional you can, showing value to your customers, but also being able to be personable and genuine and engaged. I mean, look at you, man. People come in here and they shop here because you've got a shit ton of options, and your product and quality and value is high. But again, they like you. They like what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
People will develop loyalty with you because they feel like you're genuine, you have good intentions, and that you're really the person they think you are. I think a lot of these guys have felt disconnected, and some Idahoans in particular that I've spoke with have felt like they were treated like custies forever. And they're like, you get what you get. And certain vendors, certain retailers, truth be told, certain retailers have treated vendors like, listen, man, I don't give a shit if you're going out of business or what your story is. We get offers all the time. So if you're not willing to lower your price to this much so we can turn this many numbers, you got to ask yourself as a retailer, how low can this vendor go before they go out of business?
Hey, welcome in, brother. I just got a customer, so I'm going to take a quick break. But Mr. Jeremy, bro, you keep rolling if you want. If not, I can just edit it, bro. So
no, it's cool. I'll wait for you to get back.
I bet. Snag your idea real quick, boss. got these guys. They're all on a big giant bundle. And so like, I'll show you on this side. This guy's got a Bitcoin on it. These are made by the Wizco kid. So it's got a Bitcoin opal. So these bundles I'm pulling tonight. I'm gonna take them off the bundle on the website. So this piece by itself is, I think, 1,500 or 2,000, something like that. 1,500. And then with everything on it, the banger, the OTP, and the center is black light. It's the same color as black light as the carpet. These guys with the bundle on sale is like 1,400. Like it's like a $2,000 bundle for like almost $600 off. It's pretty cool. And then we got the the rooster glass. Those are smaller recyclers. The drain hits hella hard. The clear is only $750. And then some of the fire pieces that I personally think are super rad. We got Bowman. And so like if you were to do like the payment options, like those bucks off, yeah, for like $400 today. Yeah. So like these guys 700, that's the basic model. But then we also have these guys. It's like this, bro.
Oh, that's fucking wicked.
Yeah, let me put in the light so you can see. She just getting pounds.
Oh, fuck yeah, she is. Holy shit. I bet she's getting hammered.
Uh-huh.
That's awesome. How much is that?
$350. And then I have one of his pieces in my collection. And then this one, she's in the bondage.
Are those like his actual girls or something?
So these are porn images that he takes, and then however he does it, he straps it on the tubing, and then yeah, and it's one with the piece. It'll never come off ever. And then he did a collab with MJ. This is MJ's very first beaker bong he ever made.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Fucking incredible.
How much is that guy?
This guy is 800. Or this guy.
Mm-hmm.
The pocket shredders are 500.
Is that thing right?
Yeah. Yeah. They shred it.
That one keeps catching my eye right there, or that? What's that? Is the purple one the same price?
This guy?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I would say it's gonna be a tough one from that guy. And then, how much is this blue right here?
Ooh, that's another M-Shay. So M-Shay collab with Joe King.
Oh, that's got a girl on it too.
Uh-huh. So M-Shay made the glass, or well, the rig, and then Joe King does the images. Good.
Oh, I take the girl on the other side. Those would go with this one. Good.
Yeah.
So that blue. I think I'll take this purple rib
Okay.
and that blue, that purplish, bluish carb cap.
This guy. And did you want to pay cash up front or did you want to apply for Sezzle?
I'll just pay it. Yeah. Oh wait, you said that was $500?
Yeah.
How much is that carb cap?
This was, let me double check. Will it be for this guy or a different piece?
Is that guy pretty easy?
Oh, dude, with resolution gel, everything's easy to clean.
I got you.
Yeah, just pour a little bit in through here, and then a little bit in through the mouthpiece. Plug them without applying pressure. Plug them, just shake it up a little bit, and then walk it around. Everywhere the slime's touching, it's gonna clean. The glass hole caps are 300. And they also come matching for
I'll pay for that. That up front.
Okay.
A banger too.
Okay. Then, so the Chinese ones, we have them $14.90 only. And I think I have like one Jet Blast Reclaim catcher left in full color. Those guys are spendy. Oh, another pocket shredder we have is that green one.
So how much is that?
Same.
With the carb cap or?
Oh, no. We have it set up like that to display the terp timer and just like what a beautiful setup looks like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you have another banger kind of like this one on here, but maybe shorter?
Shorter, like not as
Not
long.
as long, like length of the stem itself, but not the barrel.
Got you. So that's gonna be. We can go with the titty bangers.
Do you have tiki bangers?
So we do have tiki quartz, but we also have titty bangers, and the titty bangers.
Oh, that's the tiki quartz right from this.
Tiki barrel. Let's see. I think we're all out.
My homie should have bragged about all these tiki bangers.
Who would?
Yeah, my homie over there in Oregon. He's always sending me videos of these things. They're pretty cool.
You got
Oh.
titties at the bottom, and then the word titties even has titties. Yeah. And these are really good. So these are Evan Shore's economy bangers. These guys are only $100 with the American quartz versus like the Chinese quartz. You get better terpenes and you get way longer heat retention.
So I was gonna say, are they pretty good for like time dabs?
Yes. Cold starts, like everything.
I think I'll take that.
Cool.
How much are these tiki bangers as well?
So the Tiki Totem. So we got the Totem, which is the bigger guy, and then we got the barrel, and then we got the orb, and then we have the what's this called? The mixer.
Is that for big?
Blenders. Yeah, that's the blender. That's for big depths. These guys are, I think, 65. set for 35. So 65, 35, $100, $100 regardless. And you just drop in your dabs, and it just sucks it in, and then most likely you won't get oil down in the neck. It's for fat dabs, big ass dabs.
Yeah, that's what I take fatties.
Oh, dude,
I like fatties.
slurp it up.
I think. Which color did I get? I got the blue one, or the purple one. Yeah, I'll do that titty banger for now then.
The titties?
Yeah.
Cool. And you already have a card cap for it?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And I do card and cash.
Yeah. Oh yeah, super easy. Thanks for your patience, bro.
Oh, you're golden, bro.
So we got 2 10 45 titty bangers left. One looks shorter than the other. See what I'm saying? Which one do you prefer? This one definitely fits better. Okay?
Yeah, keep it straight. Keep it straight.
And then that, I feel like the ground joint is just barely missing. This one or that one? The first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
These are best one.
I think this one's better. Okay. Yeah. And then don't forget your digits also.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Wait, what did you get last time?
I got parent wipes, some claw mops, turbos,
Oh, 6 or 12.
6.
And then with these guys, this puts you at 636. And you're doing how much cash? Then you also, for getting an Evan Shore banger, you gotta choose which sticker. This is his company's logo, Small World. It's a jug holding a bowl. You just gotta have fun. And then there's a little Evan Shore, and then there's a big Evan Shore. Hologram too, bro.
Yeah.
So not everyone gets those. Usually when you see him at the events, or when you buy his banger. So make sure wherever you slap that, it's slap worthy.
236. What was it?
636 gold.
Yeah. I think I actually might be $6 short.
You what?
I said I think I actually might be $6 short.
$6 short?
Yeah.
Dang, bro. I'll pull it from the tip jar, man.
Are you sure?
I am sure. My employee doesn't deserve it.
My employee doesn't deserve any of this. He goes, never mind, I was the employee today.
Bro, I made him a lot of tips today, so he can suffer $6. I don't get any of the tips. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know how it is. Nothing like being a business owner.
Ugh.
Doing all the work and then some.
Yeah, but when your employees are like, you don't even work.
Bro, I remember I just started getting a paycheck like 4 tax ago. And it was funny. Everyone's like,
Wait, really?
yeah, for real.
Holy shit.
Yeah. it's crazy. When you set up a business, you got so much shit to go through, and it's always funny paying people. But that's how I feel. You're like, you want to pay my tax bill? Is that how you feel?
So I got the restaurant card. I'm gonna have to go see if I can get $4 change from truck because it's a $4 transfer fee.
Really? What do you pay for?
ICCU.
Here's what I'm gonna do for you, bro. I'm just gonna do. You had a stressful day. Your babysitter's someone you're paying. Broke your shit.
I don't even know. She had a blanket on my coffee table. I don't even know how the fuck what the fucking coffee blanket was on the coffee table.
How old's your kid?
He's 8 months.
Yeah, that's important for paying attention, right? You're like, you can't pay attention to my bond. You're paying attention to my kid.
Well, she didn't. My kid didn't even break it.
Yeah.
It was her who broke it.
That's what I'm saying. You're like, but
Yeah.
she's supposed to be watching the kid.
Yeah.
So you're like, the bond is important. My kid's the most important thing to you. Kind of a character statement on her behalf.
That's 230 right there, and then I got the rest card.
609.50. Save you $20, right? That's cool. Got you. How much cash?
230.
You're closed, huh?
Oh, you closed. I ain't never closed.
I'm just saying on the door.
It did. It just processed the card differently. Super weird. He said it was tipped. $375 in tips.
They got it.
Yeah, let me tell you. Just gonna make sure to audit that. Cool. And then I got your 600 points for your purchase today as well. I got your banger up top, and I got your rig on the bottom. Go, go, go.
Thanks, Ross.
You're welcome, brother.
Catch you next time.
Yes, sir. Have a beautiful night.
You too.
Nice to meet you, bud.
You too, brother.
He got a $400 budget.
Yeah,
And I got him out for 6.
that's what's up, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, I got a jam in a few. I mean, my homeboy down the street, he had been hounding me, and I told him you were gonna work or whatever. So should we piece this together like in multiple parts and just kind of keep it going?
Well, I don't do like episodes or series.
Yeah.
So we can just. I'm just gonna edit everything, so we can just end it real quick.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to end it by any means. I was figuring we could fucking run on, but I didn't want to have to. Like, my homeboy's got a babysitter, and he's like, I need to talk to you. I'm like, you know, it is. It gets heavy.
I totally get it. Unfortunately, I took too long with this customer. This customer actually had something break because of a babysitter who was watching his baby, and he's back. What'd we get? Oh, don't forget that, bro. Oh no, definitely don't forget that.
You have a good one, bud.
See you, brother. And so anyways, he came in, needed a new setup because his piece is broken. It took me like 30, 40 minutes. And so like, no matter what, so I'm like, what, 30 minutes past closed right now?
Yeah, but you're a gentleman, bro. You get it handled.
You know what I'm saying? And so like when a customer comes into your store, you fucking give them your attention and you don't look at your watch and you don't check your fucking text messages. When people shop with people, the world of retail is going away. It's not going to be here in the next 15, 20 years like water. It's all going to disappear. And, you know, we're just going to have to live with that and adapt while billions of people probably perish. But aside from that, you have to take care of your customers. You have to give them your attention, and you have to understand what it is that their needs are and walk them through the buying process, knowing they're going to spend money with you no matter how much, how little, whether it's today or tomorrow, based on the experience that you give them. They will come back and they'll send their friends and family, and then it just trickles down and goes up from there. But Mr. Jeremy, he has to take off because I took too long, and so I just wanted to end it on a customer service note because that's how it ended for me.
That's big, man. It is. It's the truth. I mean, people will remember who they spend their money with until it becomes so automated that they get detached away from that solely based on value. And a lot of the stuff with our space, it's a unique niche. You know what I mean? My industry, your industry, again, they're like cousins. You know?
Yeah, I'm the tools.
I'm the product.
Yeah.
And so the difference between, again, who they're buying it from. I mean, this isn't something you can just buy through Amazon, but
Not yet.
Not yet. That's what I'm getting at. Is the way our world's going, it's going to be a unique thing. Now, if Amazon had employees teaching people how to consume these things in person, it's different. But this is something people like personal referrals from, and that's what we do.
Well,
that's what you do.
On that note, like Amazon has their live streaming service where like you can shop with somebody on Amazon and they'll show you services and products.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that because the truth be told, that's so far detached from my world currently that again, I'm like you. I try to shop local and refer a homie, and out here that's huge, man. The word of mouth for this whole valley is critical.
Yeah.
I mean, I have people come in and be like, my boy talks about this. I'm like, oh, you look us up? You didn't see reviews or nothing? Nah, bro, my boy told me to come here. So they just come in excited. Like,
Yeah.
I'm following an urban legend. He told me some shit like they're looking for the Loch Ness Monster.
Bro,
But they're excited.
So many of my customers at your store on Saturday. It was so cool.
That's dope. I mean, I was standing there talking to you when one of the guys came in. You're like, yo. He turns, what the fuck are you doing here? You're like, I'm selling glass like I fucking always do. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful because that's what we all do. You know, we try to embody our business and be a face for it. And I think that's one of the things about you that's great is people know, man, when you show up, you're there. Bro, at Hempfest, the Hempfest thing,
Woo!
I was like, okay, we don't have a product because we can't sell this product in Idaho. My guy, you showed up and it was like I was watching, you remember Homeboy from the ShamWow commercials? And he'd be like, boom, bam, boom. It was like an infomercial, but in real life was shit you could sell in person. People were eating you the fuck up.
That was crazy. We had so many people were like, bro, this is what Hempfest, like you guys, this is what we want to see. All these other, and like, but they all sold out. But dude, like, holy shit. It was insane.
You had product. We can't carry our product in that state. But the point is we could talk about us and we were just watching like, this motherfucker is on fire, and people are loving it. What do you got? I don't care if it was a stash bag. I don't care if it was glass. You brought stuff that's state compliant, and we know what time it is, and there's consumers for that in every corner of the globe. And a smoky day in the park, because the wildfires, right?
Yeah.
Smoky day in the park was a smoky day at home when they were done. You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy, though, with that event? So marketing is so important. That shit wasn't marketed for, like, I think 3, maybe 7 weeks before. It wasn't even that. I think it was 3 weeks.
No, trust me, I know the folks behind organizing and great people, but sadly some of the give and take behind it was a little tricky and it didn't get the push. But I mean, you made the fucking most out of it, my man.
A large majority of those people that came to the park were literally going to the park to go to the park. It was insane. And the turnout was still great. That's what I'm getting at is like, no matter how much animosity or like whatever people have towards whoever or what, no matter what's in front of you, you have to make the best of it. You have to. And we all did that. It was fucking titties.
It was a wild
so
day.
fun.
It was cool though. It was cool, and you smashed it. Like I said, man, big respect to you always. You smashed the living fuck out of it. I was looking at you going, this guy can sell ice to an Eskimo. But the thing is, Eskimos might not have needed ice then, right? But these people needed what you had that day, and it was fucking on fire.
Yeah, this ice came over there from underneath the tree.
Yeah,
and it's gonna make your igloo stand really fucking strong.
yeah, you sold them when they needed.
Yeah.
You were on.
That's what it's about. People need shit.
People have needs, man, and not everybody has a personable approach to filling those needs, and that's a difference between you and I and what we do versus other people. Other people think, see, the difference is when we elevate the customer service experience of these people out here, and they might not have been heavily exposed to any of these things, and it's, I mean, I know stories about people driving on I-84 that were raised in the Boise area, and they would drive to Ontario because there's a billboard on the freeway, and they didn't think they could buy glass anywhere else. You didn't used to be able to. So there's a part where it's like everyone went west for a gold rush. People are coming back east in regards to some of that for this industry. And the truth is it comes back this way. Who's going to be ballsy enough to just talk about it, be about it, and do it? And again, with state permission and licensing and business ownership, here we are. But that's the thing is people might not have had the exposure to it, so they need people like you and I to go, okay, so if I took these glasses off you and I sprayed them down and cleaned them and put a new set on you and you looked at the world different, all of a sudden you're informed. You see all your opportunities, all your choices, all your options as a consumer, and it's right here at your fingertips. You don't gotta like drive nowhere and pick it up on a road trip or make a point of it. I brought it to your doorstep. And customer service and information and detailed knowledge. Come on, bro. It's a wrap. You and I both, that's what we do.
Yeah. That's it. You're the shit, bro.
Look at you, bro. You got people walking in. You're serving them after 7. I'm like, 7:35. I'm officially 5 minutes tardy for the party.
Oh, fuck. Well, I don't want to keep you late, bro.
No, we're good, my guy. Let's do this again.
Big bet. We have to.
Yeah, we got it. We can even add to this one. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna post this one.
Okay.
But
When's this go on?
Shit. I have to edit that long fucking pause.
Yeah. About a week.
No, tonight.
Oh, no shit.
It'll go live tonight. I'll text you when it's up. I'll shoot you the link.
That's dope. That's fucking dope.
Have a great night, everyone. Jeremy, thank you so much for coming down Inhale Bliss.
That's what I do. Join you. Live and direct.
That's what he does. He doesn't have the microphone in front of his face. He's getting ready. He's like, bro, I am late. Stop talking. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much. Much love.
This is fucking dope. The whole setup is dope.
Yeah?
It really is. No, the funny thing is, right here, I'm literally